The Prime Minister risked infuriating Brexiteers yesterday by promising Angela Merkel that she will enshrine the rights of EU citizens in an exit treaty. During a head-to-head meeting yesterday, Theresa May confirmed the plans, which would give rules drafted in partnership with Brussels, direct effect in British law. It is expected the treaty would prevent British politicians from changing the rules in future for the 3 million EU nationals living in the UK. No 10 believes the concession could finally prompt a breakthrough on the thorny issue amid pressure from campaign groups to come to a deal. But leading Eurosceptics last night criticised Mrs May's proposal, which has already been detailed at the negotiating table, as unacceptable. Tory MP Jacob Rees-Mogg said, "The rights of EU citizens must evolve in line with the rights of British nationals. To say their rights will be frozen in aspic is not serious and not deliverable." He said it would be absurd for any future changes to citizens' rights in the UK not to apply to EU nationals. Mr Rees-Mogg added, "We cannot have that. It is silly for the EU to be asking for it and weak of the government to be contemplating it." Tory MEP David Bannerman said, "We mustn't go soft on our legal sovereignty and on Westminster being supreme. Having UK courts deciding EU citizens' rights is sensible." Mrs May first unveiled the significantly softer approach on the issue of citizens' rights during her Brexit speech in Florence last week. Brussels, however, has rejected the offer and insisted that it will refuse to conclude an agreement unless the European Court of Justice is allowed ultimate oversight of citizens' rights deal. But Mrs May is hugely unlikely to allow this after insisting that she would end the jurisdiction of the Luxembourg court within the UK. A Downing Street source said yesterday, "The red line is now direct jurisdiction of the ECJ." The new offer is a stark contrast to the previous government position, which said that implementing the legal principle would be inappropriate following the UK's split with Brussels. An information note penned by the Brexit Department in July said, "It would be inapt to require the UK to maintain it, direct effect, in its domestic law." Brexit Secretary David Davis confirmed the UK would implement the direct effect principle after tying up the latest round of negotiations this week. But he said this differed from the European Communities Act 1972, which currently ensures the supremacy of EU law in Britain. Yesterday, Mrs Merkel and Mrs May agreed a deal on citizens' rights should be agreed at the earliest opportunity.